Hello, and thank you for watching our presentation on Huge and Digital Strategy presented by Alyssa Hansen, myself, Sarah Machado, and Satviru Paul. Digital marketing has been used to communicate with customers since the internet has been around. Digital marketing initially focused on two components: what the website looked like and the function of the site, also known as user experience. By focusing on the creative design, digital marketing was able to make sites appealing with the appropriate colors and graphics. With the user experience, digital marketing companies were able to focus on how to make it easy for customers to navigate around and get content. Digital marketing firms leverage digital advertising, search marketing, social media, and mobile technologies to support businesses. Next are our facts about the case. Huge is a full-service digital agency that provides digital strategy and implementation. They were founded in 1999 by David Skona and Sasha Kurvosky. Their main focus was on user experience. They're the fastest growing digital agency and known for being a one-stop shop for clients. Design was key for Huge, and their motto, making something you love. And their goal was to achieve business transformation and create a desirable work environment. This is our roadmap for what we will be going over during the remainder of this presentation. First, we will start by assessing the general environment by focusing on technological and demographic trends. Then, we'll move into the industry analysis so we can determine Huge's attractiveness in the industry. We assess two competitors and then look at the internal analysis. Next, we'll move along to the strategy formulation, where we will discuss 4 strategic alternatives and then go into detail on the strategy we thought was best. The presentation will conclude with addressing the case study questions. And now on to situation analysis. The technological world is continually evolving and expanding at a rapid pace. And any company that seeks to find success in the digital marketing industry needs to be able to adapt to these changes. Huge has the opportunity to expand their market services and offer new capabilities for their existing and future clients. The company can tap into the technological trends that are prevalent in the industry and capitalize on them. Huge could expand its IT offerings to offer more robust technical support, positioning itself more directly against the companies, according to our text. Another facet of the digital marketing service that Huge should consider is the changing demographics in their client base. Most advertising is shifting from traditional sources such as TV and newspapers to online or digital formats. In 2009, digital advertising comprised only about 9% of the market, and that number has grown significantly to around 26% in 2016. Huge faces some inherent threats from the industry, in that there's always relatively high amount of competition in the digital realm, but finding skilled labor can be challenging. Another facet is to consider the lack of skilled labor who are technologically advanced enough for Huge's consideration. And quote, the Huge consulting model predicted on high quality, labor intensive, creative, and technological excellence was difficult to scale due to scarce talent in the marketplace rather. According to our text. Another trend in the industry is employee turnover. Marketing officers at operating companies increasingly switch jobs every couple of years, according to our case study, which can put the company at a significant disadvantage. Higher employee turnover leads to increased costs and loss of productivity in the long run. All of these issues can offer significant threats to Huge and should be taken into consideration when considering expansion of future capabilities and service offerings. Next, we'll be discussing our industry analysis. By implementing Porter's 5 forces, we can evaluate the attractiveness of the digital marketing industry and their digital strategy practices. By using these 5 forces, strategists can evaluate Huge's competitive position within the industry market. This is a useful tool for conducting a competitive business analysis in a digital business environment to assess the intensity of competition and determine the profitability level. Considering that this market is constantly changing and developing, it can be difficult to pinpoint the level of each force because there are various digital platforms for such technological innovations. Next, we'll be discussing competition in the industry. A unique feature of this particular industry would be that technological innovations are the driving force of this market. Design innovation and strategy are what make up the competitive and dynamic nature. Traditional advertising agencies and media branding consultancies developed new tactics to remain competitive in modern digital marketing. Due to new innovations constantly developing new avenues in the industrial framework, this market is not always clearly defined with such a diverse group of competitors. Despite this factor, the competition is growing intensively with a diversity of competitors. Considering competition, there's more of a balance of power in this category. With the convergence in industry players, a complex relationship has developed between competitors and complementers as a result. This leads to added pressure on decision makers. In this realm, companies can either choose to supplement or compete with Huge. By adding new capabilities, the market has become a fluid space for competitors. And next we'll discuss potential of new entrants in Porter's 5 forces model. With the industry still reaching towards its full growth potential, barriers for entry are considerably low for the digital market industry. This has created diversity amongst existing competition because of the challenge to develop new companies and focus on new platforms, as opposed to traditional platforms. New entrants can emerge as market leaders if they possess the technological, innovative competencies within a short period of time. The high threat of new entrants and low barriers makes this competition intense for the existing consultants. Entrants are finding ways to penetrate the market by listening to needs or predicting the future needs of customers and what they will be interested in to stay current. New entrants emerge when they begin to learn and understand their target audience. Existing members must remain innovative and continually develop their sustainable business model. And next, I'm going to pass the presentation along to Alyssa, who will complete the breakdown of Porter's 5 forces model.
Power of suppliers. In a world with low supplier power, digital marketing companies are able to threaten to look elsewhere for resources. In this case, we can look at the traditional agencies and consultancies as suppliers for web development firms. The bargaining power of web development firms, media branding consultancies, and traditional advertising agencies have lower bargaining power as they try to compete with the digital media platform to reach their clients. Brand loyalty may diminish if traditional methods do not change for these agencies and consultants. Implementing digital media platforms is a necessity to maintain their large customer base and steady relationships to maintain stable revenue, since companies will compete on quality and specialized niche designs. Power of customers. In the digital marketing industry, it is quite impossible to ignore the negotiation of customers. In this market, change is quite the norm as new platforms develop and the buyer demand increases. In the early 2000s, First starting out, the buyer power had low power, and then as years went by, it developed into high buying power. As the industry emerged, it resulted in higher bargaining power for their buyers. Buyers are able to solicit multiple offers from full-service digital marketing agencies due to comparable options and substitutes. Threat of substitution. With the effervescence of technology and innovation, the threat of substitutes is continually evolving. There is a large variety of comparable substitutes available in this market, considering digital design firms, IT firms, hyper-specialized consultancies, and niche services. With considerable growth in the e-commerce platforms, digital media has extreme growth potential. This market is surely to evolve as websites can give way to social media and digital mobile applications. Thus, a greater threat can be posed to the earlier starters in the industry. Chances are that leading companies will have inertia and brand loyalty on their side if they are able to market themselves within their digital niche. Even so, these companies will be able to make sure that their digital services stick out amongst the crowd of substitutes, especially since agile competitors have continued to add innovative capabilities. Overall, since the digital strategy and marketing is growing, the constant evolution could offer any full-service operator tremendous potential in this industry. By analyzing the results of order spy forces, strategies can be formulated. By using this tool, businesses can make sense of competitive data to help navigate through the evolutionary changes in the digital business sphere to maintain their competitive position. Okay, for the competitor analysis, there are many digital agencies that offer the full-service approach that Huge offers their clients. Two of the major firms that are in direct competition with Huge are Razorfish and Digitus. Razorfish is a large web development firm with an annual revenue of $337 million as of 2010 that offers integrated and creative design services, much like Huge offers. This company has 9 domestic offices and has expanded to 11 international offices. Whereas Digitus, whose annual revenue in 2010 was $502.2 million, was considered to be the largest digital agency in the U.S. by revenue, also began expanding direct response online marketing services to broader web development. This company has only 7 domestic offices, but has 16 offices internationally. Both of these companies have competitive advantage because they are already prepared for the shift into the healthcare and pharmaceutical market segment that is growing rapidly. They both offer significant competition in the digital marketplace for Huge, both the U.S. and abroad. The internal analysis. Huge is a very successful digital service company that has seen tremendous growth within the 5 years that Aaron Shapiro has joined the company and has been recognized as the fastest growing digital firm. The company has grown from 9 employees to 350 and increased their revenues from $3 million to $43 million from 2005 to 2010. The company is dedicated to focusing on the user experience and meeting customer needs. Their strategy was to position themselves as a one-stop shop to make navigation of digital convergence simpler for their clients. The company was able to maintain steady revenue streams by securing long-term retainer relationships with clients. Huge has created a desirable work environment for their employees, which in turn adds to the quality of work that they turn out. The environment is conducive to fostering creativity and implores staff to work on projects that they love. From the very beginning, Huge's founding partners values happiness at work, emphasizing a culture that helps inspires and sustains geniuses into doing their best work. These add to the internal strength of the company and increases their desirability to clients, both current and future. Even though Huge has seen many successes and possesses many strengths, they also face many challenges as well. One of their issues was the company faced was having to turn away projects that were too small. The company has such high standards with regard to the quality of work produced that they turn away projects that do not generate enough revenue. Huge tends to utilize project-based work, and they required their clients to submit new budget requests whenever the client wanted to retain Huge for future projects. This concept could lead to missed opportunity and loss of future business from returning clients. For the SWOT, strengths, Huge has many internal strengths that are a pillar of success over the years. In 2009, Huge was known as the fastest growing digital agency in the United States, and they've had a significant amount of success with revenue. They maintain steady revenue streams. Huge placed strong focus on user experience and meeting customer needs, which allowed them to transform the clients they supported, such as IKEA and JetBlue. A crucial component to Huge is their employees, who are the experts in perfecting the user experience. Huge has a low turnover rate because of the desirable work environment. Employees can opt out of a project if they feel uncomfortable. Their physical environment is also appealing. It has large open office space and only has a few offices with no doors and only glass walls. Tenured employees have assumed leadership roles. Of the initial employees back in 2005, half of them are still with Huge and running major divisions, a testament to the amazing team we've had throughout the years, as quoted from the case study. Huge truly places an emphasis on talent and culture. The value of our brand is synonymous with the quality of our work remaining excellent. Weaknesses. Huge also has weaknesses that negatively impact the company and ultimately the bottom line. One of the largest weaknesses for Huge is their project selection process, which limits their opportunity for growth. Huge will not take on small projects that have engagements of $100,000 to $200,000, which limits their ability to make small incremental growth while waiting for the large million-dollar engagements. Huge also stayed away from projects that only focused on campaign-based marketing, but there was significant opportunity cost with these types of projects. Also, the process for clients to submit proposals was rigorous. Clients have to submit new budget requests to secure additional projects, so the process was not client-friendly. Huge did not have the infrastructure in place to take on a lot of clients at once, and if they did, in fact, take on too many clients, it posed risk to providing the highest quality of work. And opportunities. There are many opportunities for Huge, which will allow the company to grow and become a viable competitor in the digital market industry. Huge can expand its market services and offer conventional services such as display advertising and search marketing. Huge can also expand its current services geographically, such as its competitors Razorfish and Digitus. The healthcare and pharmaceutical market is becoming more appealing to marketing firms because ad spending was expected to increase by 50% to $1.52 billion. So this is an opportunity that Huge can venture into. Huge also has opportunity to grow its business through retainer relationships, so they would have long-term relationships which would bring in revenue over time. By coordinating strategy, technology, and design, Huge would be able to exceed the expectations of its clients and therefore the clients' customers. Huge's one-stop shop approach is critical to their long-term success as it will keep clients coming back for more. Lastly, Huge has been adding new capabilities such as Huge Labs, which allows staff to submit ideas and participate in strategy and design challenges, promoting innovation and new initiatives. Threats. Huge faces threats with competition because there are low barriers to entry, which makes the competitive dynamic surrounding digital marketing fluid and unpredictable. Another factor that was causing unpredictable dynamics is the evolving technology, what makes it difficult for firms to keep up with. There is a high threat of substitutes, two of them being Razorfish and Digitus, who have already expanded internationally and prepared for the healthcare and pharmaceutical practices. Further, it is difficult to distinguish competitors in this industry. For example, management consulting firms were seen as competition, but were also a great complement to Huge's development and implementation work, and IT firms who partnered with Huge at times. The talent pool was scarce in the marketplace, and due to Huge's high expectations, they had a hiring rate of less than 0.5%. Huge's model was difficult to scale aggressively, and because digital marketing is constantly changing, it made it even more complicated and unpredictable. And lastly, I will pass the presentation to Satvir to discuss our strategy formulation.
4 strategic alternatives Huge can employ to grow their revenue levels into the millions are develop retainer relationships, expand geographically, target the healthcare industry, or expand traditional services. By investing in one of these strategies, Shapiro and the senior leadership will see strategic growth. These 4 alternatives also allow Huge to maintain their reputation for excellence and allow for growth. The first strategy is to build retainer relationships with existing clients and build strong relationships with them. By focusing on long-term relationships, Huge would be able to become a key component of companies' marketing budgets and then make more revenue over time. Through these relationships, Huge can reduce or even eliminate the weaknesses in their current process for clients to submit new proposals by making it less rigorous, since they will have an established relationship and credibility. With retainer relationships, Huge would build relationships with their clients so they would be less likely to go to their competitors for other digital marketing services. Huge would be their one-stop shop. If Huge were to build retainer relationships, they might find themselves focusing less on user experience capabilities, which is one of their strongest strengths, and more on display advertising and search marketing, which is what they previously shied away from. This strategy goes against the stance senior management previously had, where they stayed away from digital offerings that forced clients to come back for revisions and enhancements. They viewed this as unethical and ineffective, as it did not allow clients to maintain the digital products themselves. If Huge could get past their prior stance, they would be able to ensure long-term sustainability. The second strategy is that Huge could expand geographically, which would allow them to reach and connect with more clients from other cities and countries. By expanding geographically, they could potentially continue to be the fastest growing digital agency. If Huge had a large footprint, the likelihood of them increasing the number of clients and their scope is higher, because they would have opportunities not only to explore domestically but also internationally. If they found an area where digital marketing was growing outside of New York, they have the potential to thrive and establish those clients. Exhibit 6 in the case study, most digitally savvy cities in the U.S., reflects 7 states that Huge could potentially expand into, because they already have the digital platform. Huge could expand into a nation with an e-commerce marketing that is rapidly growing and leverage that opportunity to enter digital marketing outside of the United States. While Huge could enter the international market, they may have to limit their focus. According to Exhibit 8, also in the case study, World E-commerce Statistics, only 5 countries have a higher e-commerce rating than the United States. It may be also difficult to expand internationally because Huge currently does not have the infrastructure in place to take on a lot of clients and scarce talent. Huge is selective in who they hire because they want to maintain the highest level of quality for their clients. This can be difficult to maintain if overseas and the talent pool is limited. Huge would have competition with industry rivals Razorfish and Digitus, who have already developed relationships internationally. The third strategic alternative for Huge to consider would be to target only the healthcare and pharmaceutical marketing industry. According to the case study, this industry spent $4 billion on advertising in 1 year, but only $1 billion of that was actually spent marketing online. The hope for this industry is that in the future, by 2014, the online spending from the healthcare industry could increase by 50%. According to Exhibit 10 in the case study, this makes the healthcare marketing industry an attractive opportunity to consider, as competitors have already begun to penetrate the market, such as Razorfish and Digitus. This would be a more sector-specific avenue to approach in order to reach clients in the industry. Huge could help healthcare clients by providing them with marketing solutions and strategies, help them reach their target audience. The fourth strategy Huge can implement is expanding traditional services to provide traditional marketing services to clients. Huge would place a larger emphasis on display advertising and search marketing, as well as possible efforts to explore PR and print and TV advertising. As part of expanding their services, Huge can also offer IT services such as technical support. These services would allow Huge to diversify their operations as the digital marketing space is unstable. By expanding their services, Huge would then be able to capitalize off the opportunity cost they were previously missing out on because they did not accept campaign-based marketing. They would also be able to maintain incremental growth with the $100,000 to $200,000 projects while waiting for the larger engagements of $1 million. Huge would truly be able to become the one-stop shop for its clients if they expanded their services and offered conventional services. Also, by expanding their services, they would stick out to potential clients, whereas currently it is difficult for them to stick out because it is difficult to distinguish competition in this industry. We believe the best strategic alternative at this time for Huge is to expand traditional services. Huge has taken great measures to become a one-stop shop for its clients. As cited in the case study, the leaders of Huge felt that the future of the firm lay in being a digital Uber firm that handled general marketing strategy as well as the design of digital products and campaigns along with technical implementation. In order to be the Uber firm and be successful in the long term, Huge truly would have to offer all digital services. The CEO of Huge, Shapiro, recognizes that within the next decade there will be no specific digital industry because everything will be digital. Therefore, they are not going to be able to limit what they offer or they may become irrelevant. While Huge does not necessarily want to be in digital advertising and search marketing, both of these increase significantly over the years. It is important for Huge to be well-rounded so they can leverage all avenues. The internet is growing, but so are other media types such as TV, cinema, outdoor, and radio. In order to expand their services, Huge will need to adjust their focus and be more technologically savvy. They will need to train their employees to think more technologically similar to software engineers or specialists. By expanding their capabilities and adding the Huge Lab, they can leverage this to expand their services because employees will be able to submit ideas and test them before putting them on the market. Huge could continue to maintain their current leadership structure, however, they will need to bring in new employees who can support the expanded services so existing employees can continue to focus on the projects they have at hand to maintain quality. Huge will need to establish benchmarks and a quality department to ensure their standards are met regardless of the type of service they are providing. With having so many services, Huge will need to implement IT controls and a robust technical team that can assist around the clock. Huge will be able to increase revenue and growth while maintaining the highest level of quality by expanding traditional services. We will now address the questions from the case study. Question 1. How could Huge best grow without compromising the firm's reputation for excellence? In order for Huge to grow without compromising the firm's reputation for excellence, they will need to have objectives in place to maintain their vision of excellence. They should maintain and continue to develop their competitive advantage with growth strategies in place. Their entrepreneurial spirit will help the firm to continually advance with new technological innovations. By developing lead interdisciplinary teams to work closely with clients, Huge can be the one-stop shop to meet their needs. By keeping goals and metrics in mind, Huge can continue to focus on user experience and maintain user perception. By developing a business consulting unit that can work with clients directly to help them transform through the technological evolution and helping clients to embrace digital strategy. This can be achieved by helping clients to grasp user expectations and what the competitive landscape looks like. Even in the highlight of growth strategies, Huge can also continue to help clients develop their branding capabilities by helping clients with their brand's positioning framework. Maintaining the values and attributes that Huge has been known for will be the key factor to keeping their reputation for excellence through growth. Question 2. How could Huge best pursue growth without compromising the formula that had already made it so successful? In order for Huge to continue their success, they will need to maintain growth in the highly competitive and fluid digital marketing industry. It will be critical to maintain collaboration. Importantly, they will need to preserve through their complex business models to stay current in innovative technology. The best way to pursue growth without compromising their formula for success would be to remember to focus on growth and remember to consider quality in all of their strategic steps at the same time. It is important not to compromise the company's value or the brand image when trying to run up the numbers to beat the competition. Many times, companies focus their decisions so much on efficiency, standardization, and cost because at times that seems most sensible. When this happens, companies can forget to step back and evaluate what kind of effect or damage this could have on the brand image. It will be important to have control teams and units that support clients. Another way to pursue growth without compromising their successful formula will be to ensure that they only spread their market presence, but also their mindset and beliefs that set them apart from other full-service digital marketing firms. It is apparent that in the ever-evolving technological world, any company that succeeds will undoubtedly have the ability to adapt to the technological trends in the marketplace. Huge is a successful digital marketing company that has the capability to expand and capitalize on that premise by expanding on their capabilities and client offerings. By providing clients with integrated digital marketing solutions, Huge will continually be successful, continuing to bring innovation to their client organizations by operationalizing and identifying different opportunities for new services, products, and user experiences will be just a few key avenues to maintain success in the digital strategy industry. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to your comments and feedback.